Okay, we were lucky enough actually to get out of the water. We crawled or rolled all the way back to the coast, to the shore actually, and if we are lucky enough to have a working operating mobile phone, so we call 911 and we tell what happened actually, but in this case we don't have a mobile phone, and we shall actually try. We got something like 1 hour, even if we have an emergency coming actually to take us, but we still have some time, or like 1 hour actually, until they get to this remote place. So now we shall actually try to see what else can we do actually to help ourselves. So the first thing is actually what we need to do is just try to get ourselves warm. So, but before that, actually, we need to take those really wet clothes actually off. So we are lucky enough actually, in this marshy place we got those spruce trees growing down there. So and in this time of the year actually we had a pretty like warm but dry weather, so we can actually use those spruce actually trees to make a fire. Just to get ourselves warm. So let's see actually, let's go. Okay, thank you very much. So for this actually thing, for making a fire actually, for making a really simple fire, we don't actually need to use a knife. So dry branches, I mean really tiny little dry branches that help a lot actually when you have to make a fire. So and we have thicker ones actually that make a really good second layer. So first of all, what we need to do actually, we need to take our wet clothes. We are losing body temperature. Because the clothes actually, when they are drying, they are consuming a body temperature. This can actually promote hypothermia. Okay. So
basically dry out the clothes.
Yeah. So basically what you need to do actually, just to take all those clothes off and try to make a fire without any wet clothes on. So okay, pair of trousers. And we were lucky actually, as we have a lighter.
So Thomas is running to get a little bit of heat in his body.
We need to make a fire, and actually how we make a fire, we need 2 layers of firewood. So the first layer would be those tiny little dry spruce tree branches actually, so we can simply break them and make a bundle. So this is how we make a first layer. We simply break them and we collect them. What's special about these actually? So even if it rains really hard actually, they may still be dry, because they stay dry for a really long period. Or even actually if they are wet, sometimes actually it's still quite easy to make a fire with them. So let's see, we got plenty of them here. So all what we need to do is just to make a bundle. That's still not enough. So the bundle must be thick enough. So how I measure it? So I keep collecting until I got like this thick, that I can actually hold it with my both hands. That's okay. So if we got the bundle like this thick, so it's hard to actually hold it with both hands. So that's enough for the first layer, and we need a second layer. So the second layer must be thicker. So we collect branches like these. So what's good about those spruce trees actually, that you can possibly find everything what you need for a fire at the same place. So this is already a second layer that burns really quickly, and when you are underneath the spruce tree like this, so you may possibly find them really dry, even if it rains. So the same rule actually, you want to collect the bundle thick enough not to hold it with both of your hands. So here we got some pine tree, that makes a good second layer as well. So we collect them, and so here we are enough to make a fire. So what else? As we already see, actually the lighter is working. So what we need to do, actually, we start the fire using a lighter like this. So as I said previously, spruce tree branches are dry, so they start burning really easily. We wait for a while until the fire gets bigger like that, so it starts burning. We simply wait until our first layer starts burning really well, and here we got the fire. So I'm not showing actually any kind of complex ways how to make survival stuff, how to make a fire. So that's enough to have a lighter. I mean, if you smoke, you are lucky enough. And here we got the fire. So the first layer is burning. We wait until it burns really hard. So then we only simply put a second layer like that. And here we go. Here we got the fire. So you don't want to lose your fire like that. So as we see, the fire burns, and so you get some warmth. So the only thing what you need to do is just to make this fire bigger. The bigger the fire, actually, the more heat your body gets. So you don't stop. You see that you have already started the fire. So what else needs to get done, actually? So you keep collecting a firewood. So make sure you can see here you got plenty of firewood around you. So you do nothing, you only break it and you only keep putting it. So the fire burns, and you keep collecting the firewood. You sit by the fire, actually, and try to get closer. Here is going to be pretty much enough for the rest of the time you'll have to spend here. So now we can actually, as we got the fire burning, so we can actually try to do something with your clothes that are still wet. So the shirt is not gonna work really well for the thing I'm going to show you, but even if you don't have a blanket, actually, you can still use your coat. You can still use your winter coat for a blanket, just to isolate the warmth. So we got the jacket. First of all, what we need to do is just to squeeze it, to drive all the water out of it.
As much water as possible, so it's as dry as possible.
As much as possible, because it will dry much quicker. So we are lucky here. We got those fleece, synthetic fleece fiber clothing, so it will dry really quickly. But in this case, when you actually are going to have some kind of like wildlife adventures, I would advise you not to use cotton. I mean, it dries really slow, and it consumes your body temperature. So fleece works way better. So so now what I'm trying to do, actually, I'm trying to bring my clothes closer, but not too close to the fire. And here's the jacket, actually. So The jacket is really wet, so you try to squeeze it to get as much as possible more water out of it. Okay, that's enough to show you. So what I'm going to do now, so I'm going to sit like this for a little while. You stay for until you feel hot. You can actually turn around, and even actually if my jacket is really wet, so I can still get really warm sitting in this position. Sometimes it's even enough to put a candle here and wrap all around the candle like that, to wrap all around the candle like that, and you already feel that you are much warmer. So and this is actually how we wait for the emergency to come and get us like that. So we got enough firewood, we got a fire burning, and we can actually feel ourselves pretty comfortable.